But what happened was that things had escalated, people chasing me, running after me for their money. So anything, no matter the losses, I had to sell. How I lost my first £100,000, my season of scarcity. You know something, in previous video we talked about how we made our first, you see, £100,000. It may connote the idea that we've only made money and made huge sums of money and we haven't experienced any losses, and therefore when someone, or if somebody is on the verge of wealth creation and the person is experiencing some challenges or some losses, the person might be confused. So we took it upon ourselves that we will share with you some strange and heavy losses we've also made along the line within even the shortest possible time. I don't really think that losses are inevitable when it comes to money making. However, I think losses at some point may be vital, or they are possible to happen. Yeah. So in this video, I do not intend to answer or explain why I lost my first £100,000. That is not the focus. Honestly speaking, if I tell you why I lost my first £100,000 today, you will not believe it. Today, or this video is recorded in February 2026. God willing, or if Christ tarries in the future, I will make a separate video where I will talk about why I lost my first £100,000, and I would also talk about how I used my my first £100,000. So when I made the £100,000, how I use it before experiencing the losses, I will share that in separate video. But in this video, the focus is on how. Anything I'm saying is to explain how I lost my first £100,000. Now, before I talk to you briefly about the how, there's one powerful quote about money making that I want to share with you. This is a knowledge from one of the mentors that I look forward to, and this is the man of God who is a money making guru as well, Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Olumide. He says something that when it comes to wealth creation, everyone who makes money has a secret. He talks about a secret. It's something that is very important for me to share about this. Now, when he attempts to explain this, or in his explanation of the secret, he says that in money making, two things happens. Either the one making the money has a secret place, that is a divine protection, divine knowledge, divine wisdom, biblical principles that the person follows to make his or her money. Or the secret could be the inverse of it, which is a secret court, being maybe money ritual or any secret society that the person has joined himself or herself to, that is helping him or her protect the wealth that the person has created. And again, that secret could also be some dubious, wrongful, illegal means of making money. So he communicates something. I do not want to speak with 100% certainty that aside these two ways, nobody can make money. But I believe that in money making, there should be a secret. Either the one making the money, is really having a secret place, or the person has a secret court. But from my viewpoint, obviously as a man of God, I would emphasize that you should have a secret place. All right, okay. So having said that, I'll quickly go through how I lost my first £100,000. The two reasons for which I want to share this, I think, is very important. I talk about the two reasons why I'm sharing with you how I lost my first £100,000. Now, the first thing is to emphasize that money making, I believe that money making is spiritual. And here again, I agree with Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Olumide. Money making is spiritual. So it is very hard work and it takes much effort to make money. So in as much as you are eager to make money, I want to share with you that money making is not easy. Don't over focus on the money you are making without having a secret. Again, I've said that the secret I'm recommending in this video is to have a secret place. No, there is that temptation that when you start making money, your focus will go on the money, and if you are not careful, your eyes will be less on God. It's very risky. This is because you can make the money, but wasters will not only come and waste your money, they will waste your life as well. You wouldn't want to work so hard, make in tireless, restless efforts to make good sums of money. And by the time you are ready to enjoy it or use it for the purpose you intended or the purpose for which God brought that money in your way, you will not be alive or you will not be in good health to even use that money. So that is very important. That's one key thing, so that in our pursuit for that, or in our pursuit for making money, we will not be careless and expose ourselves to harm. The second thing is to also develop a strategy, so that when you are aware of this secret, you develop a strategy so that the money you make will last. You will be able to sustain this money. I don't want your hard-earned effort or your efforts, your hard working to go waste. That is why I'm sharing this with you. How did it happen? How did I lose my first £100,000? So some things happened. The businesses I ventured, some of them failed. Now, the first thing to talk about is the cancellation of student dependent visa application in the UK. Now, if you have watched the previous video that I made on how I made my first £100,000, you would realize that the sixth strategy I talked about was making some money from student from visa application. Started from student visa applications, student dependent visa application, and then the nurses and carers, you see, visa application. Now, this is what happened with the student visa application. Somewhere around May, June 2023, the UK government announced that from effectively 1st of January 2024, no student could come with a dependent. Now, when that happened, I should have understood that things are changing, and then I wake up quickly. But this is what I did. I was already having some clients who had made a payment of something around £20,000, and they've made this payment for dependent visa. Now, when the dependent visa was cancelled, and I wanted to refund the money to them, they discussed with me how they wanted me to consider alternative. Along the line, something pop up, an idea, a connection pop up, someone who was able to do other forms of visa for them came on board, and then quickly I had to make contact, share with them. They consented to that, and then I switched them to that person. But unfortunately, that approach met a challenge. It met a challenge so that from the December 2023 going to January 2024, that I switched these people. It took some time, about 2-3 months in the year 2023, before we finally settled on allowing someone who could help, a different connection man or someone who works on visa, to take that upon. And that failed. It met a challenge, giving me a loss of £20,000. That it became a debt I had to incur. Now, the second thing has to do with the nurses and carers visa, and then COS, certificate of sponsorship. So when I got connected to this man, a man who does all of these, had a company or works with a company, and as a top manager there, they were able to, you see, help recruit some people and then get them the sponsorship. Now, when that route was working, we had like about 9 people making a payment of £6,000, £7,000, and then and then their sponsorship and everything, their visa processes and all of that will work through. But what happened was that this met a challenge, and when the complications popped up, the guy could not stand the pressure because apparently I wasn't the only person who has sent him clients. He had clients from other places. So the fear of the pressure from here, from there, he had to flee to a different country. When this guy fled, and I'm not a bad person, and I don't have anywhere to go, and I don't have anywhere to hide, because most of the people, or some of the people that I was working these things for, are people close to me, people who know me. So there was no intention of running away when there is anything. But this person is from different national or from different country, so not like me from Ghana. So because of that, he could get escape route, and then this guy disappear. Now, when you look at, say, some 6,000 and some 7,000 for 9 people, we are looking at something around 55,000 pounds. Now, 55,000 pounds plus 20,000 pounds, then we are looking at something around 75,000 pounds. That's not all. Now, aside that, because prior to this, I've seen abundance. I was already having high charity commitment. This is because of my poverty background. I had seen many people who were also struggling, and I've put them on like monthly schedule, and I was supporting them. Now, when the season was changing, I didn't realize early that things were going to happen. So when I had not seen the 75,000 loss, I was already supporting these people. So my personal money was heavily going into this charity. Now, aside that, I had some heavy project that I was committed to, some ministry stuff, supporting some church project or some church buildings and all of that in Ghana, and also some other men of God. I had put them on monthly, like monthly support and all of that, and other friends that I was helping them start their own business, friends and family members and all of that. So when these commitments were going on consistently, it was taking money from me, but I knew that I had other sources of income, and when they work, I'm going to be okay. But things started changing. These commitments, I did not realize that these commitments were eating much into my finances until maybe like a crisis that hits, or these money issues had escalated. So somewhere around, I think, May 2025, that about I had seen that things are intensified and I need to adjust to the situation. Now, aside this third way that I lost money that I cannot quantify, because these are just my personal money, salary, savings, investment, that I was just taking profit and just spending just like that, yeah, out of free will. And I was doing that with joy. Now, the fourth thing that happened was that towards end of the year 2024, towards the end of year 2024, specifically from 17th of December 2024 to 28th of January, had already started seeing serious family and business crisis. So I said this video, I'm not sharing how I use my first 100,000 pounds. So anything I'm saying is mainly explaining how I lost my money. So anything that comes across is just to better explain this. So some of the things that I was already committed to during this period was funding and sustaining a business that I've created with some people or some friends, a partnership. Now, this business started meeting crisis. This crisis started escalating immediately when I saw 3 successive fatal accidents. First was my blood brother having very fatal accident to be admitted to the hospital with complications. Then my 2 cousins also had an accident within 2 weeks. And then within the next 2 weeks, I also got my deputy manager of the business that I'm just talking about had also had a fatal accident. You see, the accident were fatal that it was so deadly. And when you look at the money that were spent in handling their health for these 4 people, in addition to the crisis that was happening with the business, the funds that were needed to sustain the business from just collapsing completely, I ended up spending not less than 15,000 pounds. That's quite a lot of money. Now, if you are adding 15,000 pounds to 75,000 pounds, then we are somewhere around 90,000 pounds. Now, another thing, another thing that happened was that when these crises, like mainly between the December 2024 and January 2025, I saw this crisis and I had paid money like £15,000, which was the first money I paid. February, getting to end of February, a bad news hit me. That was when I got a bad news that the visa application that we've made for these people have got issues. And then I was trying to recover, get the money from the guy. By middle end of March, this guy had fled while we were trying to contain things within 1 month. So the moment I spent this £15,000 within a month or two, this guy had fled. Or I had hope that within a month or two he has sent message that, or left a message that I will hear from him and all of that. So I had hope that maybe if the worst case we are going to share this debt, but the guy had to disappear. Now this £75,000 came to top up with this £15,000. That is when it looks scary. Where are these losses coming from? I still had some investment around that period. Now around that period when Donald Trump came in power, those who have invested in stock and crypto saw a heavy decline because of Donald Trump's first tariff war or tariff maybe policies or something like that. Then I had to lose close to maybe 70% of an amount that I've invested. They decline so much, and the pressure, the urgent need of money to settle the debt that has popped up and the financial challenge I had to sell. Now I lost money when it comes to the investment because there was a V-shaped recovery with the stock and crypto. So if I had not really sell and waited for a month or two, the decline, I was going to get a recovery and even appreciation. But what happened was that things had escalated, people chasing me, running after me for their money. So anything, no matter the losses, I had to sell. The only money I had lost that I could not get it back was my option account. Those who understand that will know that in investment we have normal trading, the short-term trading, long-term trading. We have the investment itself, and then we have the options. So the option is also a form of day trading, weekly trading, monthly trading, and all of that. So I had some options that I was totally like eliminated. Like my account, my positions were closed because of the heavy decline. Because you have stop loss that okay, your loss should be stopped at a particular percentage. That's if you want to do it well. And when Donald Trump's policy came to play, I got a total. We already had proud knowledge that he's going to boost crypto and all of that, but it changed the whole story. So that was the final thing. And just I don't really want to mention much of a figure here, but I ended up, honestly speaking, losing. In the options alone, I lost more than £10,000. When I add my crypto and stock uh, stock account, like it's going to be quite huge. But I just want to give you a breakdown to let you know up to 100,000 loss, and then don't want to talk about that. So around that same period, I still had some few commitment that I needed to complete because there were some projects I put my hand in, and some of them had already taken my money. So I had to cut everything short around that same. So between April, May 2025, I was still hopeful that I could still recover, I could still handle the situation. So I tried my best to make arrangement, quickly go to Ghana, try and raise some money from there so that I could use those money to calm the losses, try and settle those people who have been affected and all of that. I tried all sources, it wasn't working. So I had to find myself at a place and then spend time in prayer. It was that time I really came to, let's say, certainty that no, this is a season, and this is a severe attack, and I need not to approach it the same way I'm approaching because almost all my financial strategies were not working. That was when I actually came to understand I had to adjust to the situation and all of that. So that is in brief, or like in detail, we're talking through 4-5 stages, 5 things that happen causing me to experience first £100,000 lost, even though I still had few things. And within that same period, you could see an escalation. Now the attack were not just on my money. I'm seeing some issues with work. I'm seeing issues with health, and then other life threatening incident happening and all of that. So I started by sharing a financial money making knowledge with you from Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Lumide, to let you know that if you have the desire, if you have the dream, if you have the plan to make money, if you know that you have, I don't want to say you have a calling or gift or ministry, or you have plan. If you have the passion to make money and do anything with money, you need to take your secret, so vital, which is your secret place. If you do not do that, you make much effort, but your effort will not yield the results, or will not sustain the results that you want to see. Yes, so I will end here, and I'll leave the comment section for you. Any questions you want to ask for clarity and all of that, kindly do your best to ask those questions, and I'll also be aware to respond to you within my quickest, or within my quickest convenience. Kindly remember to subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed to this channel. Like the video and share as well. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.